Alright, hey guys, so yesterday I recorded my entire video going over and doing this career reading, and then for some reason, when I pressed play on them, it the first minute of the video was normal, and then it started to be in slow-mo, and I'm like, alright, so maybe there was some reason why it did not record properly, but I'm doing it again, and maybe this time will be better. I think everything happened to a reason, but it was very, very, very annoying. So, starting off with the disclaimer, I just got braces. You can't see them because they are inside of my mouth. Not that you wanted to see that. But they're pretty much behind my teeth, so my tongue is constantly touching the braces as I'm talking. And so I might be saying some things really weird or sound strange. My friends say that I'm the only one who notices it, and I'm really hoping that they're not lying to me, but we'll see. So there's just that tiny little disclaimer there. So the way this works is I pulled cards for a career reading for three different types of situations that people can have. Hopefully that made sense. So maybe you're gonna pick the first deck, maybe you're gonna pick the second pile, or maybe you're gonna pick the third pile. Whichever pile you pick, that's your reading. I will post a picture of that pile now. Okay, so now that you've seen the different piles, I want you to ask yourself which one stood out to you, because that is going to be a reading. So you do not need to watch the full video. You can literally skip to the pile that you chose, pile 1, 2, or 3, because I will have it labeled on the bottom left side of the screen. So if you don't want to hear my rant right now, feel free to move forward to your reading. But I do want to say that this has been such an amazing adventure for me, and I'm so grateful to have discovered or rediscovered these gifts that I have, because I've been able to already help so many people in the month and a half, 2 months that I've been doing this. So I'm really, really grateful for this opportunity to share my readings with you, and I really hope that they resonate with you and that you're able to gain something from it. I do offer private readings, and I will be launching a website soon where you can book me on there. But if you would like a private reading after you get your career reading and you're like, I want to ask more questions about that, feel free to message me and then we will set something up. I do private readings by email or virtually. It's really just whatever fits best with your schedule. Okay, so pile number 1 had these beautiful green crystals on them. Every time I start actually doing my reading, I forget what they're called. So I should probably write that down for myself next time too. But this pile number 1, the Tower. This is your past card. And when I say past, I'm going to refer to the past as the start of the year when the pandemic hit, or something that is currently happening in your life that is influencing your present state, okay? So this is your past, the Tower. This is your present, the 10 of Cups. And this is your future, and 6 of Swords. So remember, this is a career reading because that is what you guys asked for. So this reading will center around your career and maybe even your finances. Okay, anyway, let's get into it. So the Tower card is actually a card that represents that the last few months have just felt really chaotic for you. Maybe you got laid off, or maybe things in your job just didn't quite go as planned, but you could also be feeling overworked or undervalued, overworked and undervalued, and or whatever the reason may be, it's caused you to feel unsettled in your career. So what I mean by that is you are kind of feeling like all of the foundations, the strong foundations that you've built for yourself and all of your goals have weakened, and that they're like everything that you've set up is like now crumbling down to the ground. Like that's probably how you felt these past couple months. And the Tower is a card that reminds you that unexpected events are going to happen all of the time, and you have to be prepared for it. So take this recent setback as a chance to kind of like learn about yourself and better prepare next time. The building in this card is burning down because a change is necessary. It's time to build new foundations and even consider whether or not your past job choices were working for you. So maybe it's time to go into a position that you never thought you'd go into, or maybe it's time to just like do some soul searching. That's my advice to you. You should do some soul searching right now and see if the job that you just left or that you're currently in is actually self-fulfilling for you, because you want something that's going to make you feel good about yourself, right? If not, then it's time to build a new castle. It's time to build a new castle. Build a new tower somewhere else. Instead of feeling like everything is on fire and there's no hope, see what you can do mentally to change your outlook on the situation. So really think about where you want to be in your career and then come up with a game plan to make it happen. So you can't just like live in a dream world and then not like come up with a plan. You do need to come up with a plan. That would be like the smartest thing for you. But if something is not serving you anymore, then it's time to move on. So luckily, the 10 of Cups right here is a really good card for you. It's telling me that you're in a great place to make big decisions because you have your support team. Look, everyone's happy for you. They're supportive. They're like all together, right? So you have your support team around you, and you're starting to feel a sense of belonging. So you're kind of like in this place where you're looking for new ways to fulfill your emotional needs, and you're grounding these ideas in logic, which is a really good thing. Maybe you found a new job that is like better suited for you and you feel like you really fit in, or maybe you like just found like a new position that works for you, or your job environment has like shifted to a better work environment. Maybe it was a tumultuous environment before. Whatever it is, now that your environment has changed and you're now feeling better about your position, it's time for you to like find that spark again, and then like find that spark again in your current job. If you are sorry, my dog's distracting me now. She's so cute, just like laying on all of my like blankets over there. Okay, back on track. So what was I saying? Maybe you found a new job, and really feel as though you are fitting in, or maybe you've just found that spark in your current position, but the environment has changed for the better, and now you're feeling much better about your position, your job, your career, whatever you have. Whatever it is, you're in a really great place to move forward. And the 6 of Swords is showing you that you are going to be escaping the murky waters and you are headed to a much more calm environment. You will start to see the brighter, more positive side of life because you have changed your perspective on the situation. You have literally like reframed your mind around your job, and this is a really good thing for you. So for some of you, this means that you found a new job that truly brings you joy, and for others, that means that your work environment will just be a much calmer place to work, where you can truly flourish and be yourself and feel like excited to go to work. The man in the photo, he's escaping these like murky waters. It's like murky, super like crazy waters, and he is going into the calm waters. So that's kind of what you're going to be doing. He's rowing his boat to much more calm waters, and in the case of your reading, he's running away from the burning tower. He's going from the burning tower to clear waters. That's what's happening here. So, my biggest advice to you is to shift your perspective on your job. Like, you need to have a more positive outlook, and if that means leaving your job that you're currently in, or you're thinking about doing it, do it. Honestly, like, these cards are telling me that if you're thinking about finding a new job, you should do it. You're not happy. If you have just, or if you're like thinking about ways that you can change your work environment, like, do that. If you're working for yourself, then like figure out what's going to make you happy. It's really just like a really good time for you to really just look inward, as I always say, to decide whether or not your current job position or your career, your whatever you're in, is working for you. Like I said, if you have to leave your job, it's honestly for the best. If your job situation changes, it's for the best. Whatever happens right now, everything happens for a reason, and you just have to make sure that you learn from your circumstances. So just be prepared next time. Be a little bit more prepared. Okay, so that's it for the first reading. If you guys have any, like I said, any other questions that you would like to ask based on that reading, if you'd like a private reading based on this reading for your career, just to like clarify some more things that are more specific to your situation, then please let me know and I can help you out with that. I'd love to. So now we're going to move on to pile number 2. Okay, so pile number 2. This pile has clear quartz and rose quartz, and sorry, this is not rose quartz. This is why smoky quartz. I just like get brain farts in like the worst time. All right, so this pile had the moon as past. So remember, the moon is your past card, which is like the last couple months, or this card is influencing your present, which is this card, the Lovers, and your future card is the Three of Wands. All right, let's do it. So the moon card is really all about facing your shadow self. So what I mean by that is the darker parts of you that everyone has to face at some point. This card could signify that you recently had to like really sit with yourself and analyze your unconscious fears and anxieties. You may have been expecting the worst case scenario when it came to your career, but this could be this could be because of the pandemic, or maybe you've just been feeling unsettled in about your career for quite some time, but you having so much alone time has really like surfaced your true feelings about your career and your job. If you have not done the self-analyzing yet, this card, the moon card, is telling me that now is the time to do that. Now is the time where you need to really look inward and like figure out, like get to the core of like who you are, really. Like, what fears do you have about your future career or the job that you're currently in? That needs to be analyzed. This needs to be assessed in order for you to move forward. This is a lot to do with facing the truth about your situation. So if you are feeling that your career is going stagnant and you don't seem to be going anywhere, then it's really time to face your shadow self and really get to the bottom of what makes you feel so stuck. Be truthful with yourself, and you like know that like you will be happy with the result of this inner soul searching. It's really, really, really necessary for you. The good news right now is that Your present card is the Lovers, which is always a really good card. It means that you're in a good place to make a decision about your career. Maybe you are being like forced with a couple of different options, but this is a good thing because having options is better than having no options. I'm going to give you advice that I don't normally give people in readings, that doesn't normally come up in readings, but my advice is to follow your heart on this one. The Lovers is a card of heart. It's a card of like making decisions and like heart and of union, and that is like what the Lovers represents. So you need to follow your heart, but you also need to trust your intuition. If you are too logical about this decision, then you will only end up suffering from anxiety and fear all over again. So it's time to come up with a plan, take a leap of faith, and just do it. Whatever ideas you have, business ideas you have, just do it. Like Nike. Okay, so the Lovers card, it also reminds you that your intuition is strong right now. So make sure that the choice that you make is self-fulfilling. So whatever you're feeling torn over, like whatever decision you're feeling torn about, it will soon become clear to you, and you're going to need to trust that you will be the one to make the best decision for yourself, because you will do what's right for yourself. Your future outlook card, once you do all this introspection, once you like figure out, like trust your intuition and like follow your heart and all that good stuff, you're going to end up here, the Three of Wands. And it's really telling me you're seeking more. You want a career that you actually love. And this needs to be a career that is exciting and creative even. Whatever you're passionate about, you need to see if you can turn that into a career. Like, you're certainly going to be starting a new journey. That's what this guy's doing. And you will have made the best decision possible, honestly. Even though earlier I told you, here's like one like caveat to what I said earlier about following your heart. So even though earlier I told you that you need to follow your heart, the man on this mission right here, he is not just like following his heart and going into new territory without a plan. He has a solid game plan, and he is going to make his decision based on his heart and a game plan. So there's heart and logic here. So make sure that you are setting yourself up with success. If you plan on leaving your current job position or starting something new, just make sure that you are you're set up, you have patience with yourself, and you are definitely in a really good spot right now to make changes because they're necessary. But don't be afraid to deep dive within in order to make the right moves. And you definitely need to like set yourself up for success, like I said, and build a game plan. So like for me, I am finding myself to be so engulfed in the world of tarot and psychic energy and intuition and all of that stuff, to the point where I'm going to take a leap of faith right now. I'm not going to leave my job. I'm always going to be a teacher. But I'm going to start pursuing this as a side job. That's what I've started to do. And I am going to set myself up for success by coming up with a game plan instead of just doing that. And who knows, what if this does become bigger than my teaching career? Then I'm not going to quit my teaching job right now. I'm going to make sure I'm set up for success. And then I'm going to pursue tarot. But who knows what the future holds. There's just like my interpretation, or like a real world example of like everything that I just said. Not everything, but like the last part. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful for yourself. If you have any further questions, clarifying questions that you need based on this reading, pile number 2, you can message me and then we can dive deeper into it. And if you want a career reading or a general reading based on this reading, feel free to message me. I will be very happy to help you. Sorry, braces. So hard to talk. Like, talking this much is so weird. Anyway, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one. Next is pile number 3. Alright, pile number 3. So sometimes when I do these pick a pile cards, I get a pile and I'm like, this is for me. So I'm definitely going to be able to give you guys a lot of insight. My pile number 3 people, and I definitely put my favorite stone, amethyst, on it, so it probably makes sense. I'll give you a lot of insight on this one because it's definitely for me, this reading that I'm about to tell you. So these readings go past, present, future. The past card is the 2 of Pentacles. This card is either represents your past, like since the beginning of this year, or this is what is currently affecting your present. Okay, so this is the 2 of Pentacles, and your present is the 7 of Cups, and your future is the 2 of Swords. So this reading, like my initial reaction when I saw everything, is that this reading starts off with, it's a lot more positive than my last 2 readings, but it's also riddled with a lot of decision makings. Sorry, now I feel like it's even harder for me to talk since I've been talking so much, so like, forgive me if you can't understand some words I'm saying. Just the braces are like, yeah, they're not easy to talk with when they're like right next to your tongue and they're on the inside of your mouth. It's not easy. But I do recommend them if you guys are looking, like, ever wanted to get braces and you're like, I don't want to do Invisalign, I don't want to do regular braces. Like, having them back there is pretty freaking cool. Not that you asked me, so that's another video one day. Okay, so 2 of Pentacles. So like I said, this reading is like pretty it starts off positive, but it ends in a way that like it ends in a warning. Okay, so the 2 of Pentacles is showing me that you have recently reached a fork in the road with your career. Maybe you had to decide between 2 different jobs or 2 different career moves. Whatever you chose the right one because you made the decision based on your own personal needs. Like, you made a decision out of like using your logic, analyzing yourself. You've done so much like analysis of yourself that you're actually in a place where you're able to make decisions like with your best interest at heart, because you've done a lot of work lately on yourself, and it's been very, very beneficial for you. So I just want to say, whatever decision you chose, you did a good job. You did a good thing. You had your best interest at heart. But even though you had your best interest at heart, you were able to make the best decision because you stayed flexible and you were open and willing to embrace change. And that is something that a lot of people in this pandemic was really, it brought a lot of changes, and you were open to accepting these changes. You were open and flexible, and that's why you were able to like make good decisions for yourself, and that's why you even had decisions to make, because you had a positive outlook. So this has put you in a really good place right now, but you're still struggling with the idea that the choice that you made, or the choices that you're struggling with the choice that you made, wondering if you made the right decision, or the choices that are presented in front of you right now. You're struggling. You might be juggling too much and feeling overwhelmed, but you have to remember that whatever previous choice you made was the right decision. That's what I'm gonna say that again. It was the right decision. We are very worst enemies, and something tells me that you've been listening to your shadow self a little too much lately. That's the little negative Nancy on your shoulder that tells you that you're not good enough, or you can't accomplish anything, a task, or like whatever. You need to make sure that you take a step back to reflect on your situation. If your current job or position or career isn't serving you, you do have other options, and that's what this card is telling me. You have other options, but make sure that the decision that you make is yours and yours only. It's time to really nurture the inner child in you and start to tell yourself some positive affirmations. And I know this is like really, really difficult, but literally looking in the mirror every day, or just like telling yourself that you're good enough, you're smart enough, whatever, is like really, really going to be beneficial to you. Okay, so yes, be nice to yourself. That's basically what I'm saying here. It may seem like you have a lot going on right now, but that's either because you're working way too hard or you're focused on way too many different things. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, take a step back and see how you can improve your situation. So recognize that it's okay to take a step back and it's okay to take it easy. Take some time for yourself and you'll feel a lot better about your decisions. So I want to I just want to like elaborate on that in my case. Like, I am learning tarot, I'm learning how to be an energy healer, I am in school getting my 3rd master's degree, I am teaching summer school, I am writing a book, I am trying to I'm like modeling, like I'm literally doing so much right now, and I put so much on my plate, and that's kind of where you're at right now. You've also put way too much on your plate. So you need to take a step back and really prioritize. What I'm going to do later today is make a priority list and prioritize like the top 3 things that I need to be focusing on this month. So I'm not doing so much where I'm like, oh my god, I need to like get an hour of ukulele in today, and I need to like do some readings today, and then I need to like read some books because I have so many freaking books. Like, take it easy. At least that's how my brain works, because I'm like everywhere. But take it easy. Take some time to really, really like analyze yourself. Okay. So in the future position, we went over both of these, by the way. We've gone over both of these. In the future position, this is the 2 of Swords. This card is showing me that you're gonna be you will soon be blinded by fear and anxiety if you don't take a step back and relax. So like I said, this is a warning for you. It's like a warning that like if you don't take a step back, if you don't like stop juggling so many things or stop overwhelming yourself, you're going to be so overwhelmed to the point where you shut down. And yeah, you're gonna feel overwhelmed. So if you don't take a little break, and you will feel so conflicted. Your current feelings are only gonna get worse. So this takes us as a reminder, like I said, to like really like have some downtime, find some downtime for yourself. It's okay. You're taking on a lot. Is there any way that you can lighten up your load? If not, can you build a work schedule for yourself so that you can have some sort of routine? Also what I will be doing. Just know that whatever your dilemma is, you have the answers to fix it. And you really just need to like take some time for self-care, and remember that wherever you're at is where you are supposed to be. Wherever you're at in your career is where you are supposed to be. I have to tell myself that all the time. You are driving the car to your life. No one else should have the keys. No one else's foot should be on the gas or the brakes. No one's hand should be on the steering wheel. Just yours. And once you take this much needed break, and you will feel so clear-minded, and you'll realize that you've just been a little too hard on yourself, or you've been taking on too much and you need to give yourself a break. So my intuition is also telling me that you need to like get into nature and do some of that like self-reflecting in nature, because that's when we are like able to really like connect with our inner self and do some soul searching. Yeah, so I really, really hope that you just listen to me when I say take a break, even though it's really, really hard, even for me, especially for me. Yeah, so if you guys, pile 3 people, need some further insight, or you would like a private reading based on this reading, and you're like, okay, well, can you clarify that, or can I have a little bit more information here, I can do that for you. If you want a private job career reading based on like anything that you heard, just send me a message and I would love to help you out. I really want to thank you guys for watching this pick a pile video, and I hope that this helped you. If it resonated, please let me know. Leave it in the comments or message me. I love that validation that like what I'm doing is beneficial to someone, because that's like all I want to do is like help people through these cards, and it's just been, like I said, so great, so great, so great. I will see you guys in the next pick a card video. Thanks for joining me.